welcome back to the show. Thank you all for tuning in. Welcome back for all my regulars. Welcome to the channel for all y'all that just subscribed. Thanks so much for joining us on this here YouTube journey. And finally, welcome everyone just checking things out. Today is Sunday, and that means it's time to roll for initiative. Going to be doing a little solo play Sunday, and this week, as promised, we've got Free League Publishing's Dragonbane RPG. Unique, at least in my experience, for providing an actual solo dungeon adventure. Alone in Deepfall Breach. Free League really caught my attention, as y'all can see in my video from Tabletop Tuesday. I took one look at this adventure and was like, I gotta try this out. In my RPG experience, I've universally adapted what were intended to be group adventures for solo play, so it's a real treat to enjoy an adventure that, from the outset, it's intended to be played solo. Now, we have our intrepid hero for this adventure. Utilizing Free League's suggested naming options, I mixed and matched and came up with Quuckswell, the Iron Feather. He's a mage, but he's a robust and physical kind of duck. Here's his stats for reference. Instead of standing at the back lobbing fireballs, he likes to buff himself up with spells and then wade in, possibly falling back on his innate mallard anger if needs be. Or he might get yeeted in the first encounter, we never know. Now, to set the stage for this adventure, let's read our intro, provided by Free League and poorly reenacted by yours truly. The Chapel and the Wolf. The nameless chapel stands at the edge of Deepfall Breach. The mortared stones of the structure have stood fast against time, wind, and calamity, but its stained glass windows lie scattered in shards, and the heavy oaken doors hang loose, creaking on ancient hinges. You're caught amid a torrential rain, so you slip inside, eager to escape both the downpour and the baleful red glow emanating from the depths of the breach. Mainly the glow itself, because he's a duck, he doesn't care that much about rain. Inside the chapel casts a shadow of itself, rotting pews, piles of refuse, tattered tapestries depicting battles long forgotten. Candles lend their meager glow in flickering clusters, while fragrant smoke curls from incense burners. Maze-like etchings litter a large desk occupying the far wall. Maddening, aren't they? The gruff, weathered voice precedes a hunched form dislodging itself from the shadows. Silver streaks the coal-black fur of a wolfkin draped in tatty robes. He leans on a wicked-looking two-handed mace, topped with a clenched steel fist. Numerous scars mark the wolfkin's lupine visage, with a stone sphere replacing his left eye. The breach, he continues, nodding toward the desk littered with labyrinthine maps. Impossible to map with any accuracy. He introduces himself as Stonegaze, though he also supplies his true name, Engulfer. The name is not unknown to you, but Engulfer, of whom you've heard tell, is a fearsome warrior, famed hunter of demons, not an old hermit priest. Have ye come to delve the breach? He asks. There's good to be done, justice to be dealt, and riches to be uncovered, if you've the mettle for it. So, into the breach. Basically, we get our mission from this Engulfer Stonegaze, one-time great hero, renowned throughout the land, and, well, he got old, as we all do. And he is now the one scrying into this horrible, evil, red-looking pit of fire, and sending in the new adventurers to do what he can no longer do. So that's where our Quuckswell, the Iron Feather, comes in. He's young, as it says on his character sheet. He's eager to improve himself. Treasure isn't the biggest motivator for him, but eventually he's going to need money to do certain things, like training and other spells and so on. So, the fame is the big thing, the fortune is the secondary thing. But Engulfer is going to send him into the breach. He's going to descend a crumbling staircase into the chasm, braving the dizzying heights. A twisting corridor leads from the cliff face into the heart of the breach, emerging into what Engulfer called the Vault of Many Paths. Here lies a great confounding hub of passages branching from an ancient spherical chamber, its walls embossed with primordial battlefields depicting dragons and demons and clashing eternally in stark relief. Innumerable tunnels run from the vault like veins through the stone flesh of the earth. You steel yourself against the perils to come. Take a moment to study the notes and maps provided by Engulfer and step forward. Beyond lies your path for this mission. Now, a mission is one adventure, and it's called a mission because it has a singular goal. You go through some trials and tribulations, and you finally reach your goal, and that completes the mission. Now, there are waypoints, what they call waypoints. These are points of interest. Some are described by Engulfer, others remain a mystery until we investigate them. It might detail a single notable space or passageway or describe a larger section of the breach. We have to progress through these waypoints in the order described. I'll get it here. And the mission summary, and we're going to flesh out everything we come into and add some details. Very ad-libby, very kind of interesting interpretive stuff here. But as we go, there is a threat. A threat represents a looming danger, such as an environmental hazard, pursuing foe, or time limit. Each mission summary includes a description of a threat, and you can introduce a new threat in the midst of an expedition if you learn of an imminent peril. To track threat, use a d6 as a counter, starting at 1. If you suffer a significant delay or create an opening for the threat through inaction or failure, rotate the die to advance the threat by 1. In dire situations, such as when rolling a demon on a time-sensitive task, now remember the demon is the fail, the epic fail, you advance the threat by 2. Since the dangers of the breach do not wait, you should also advance the threat if you divert from your mission for activities such as searching an area or resting, taking a stretch or more. So anytime he looks for treasure, it's not immediately on a body here. Or if that might be searching too. Or if he has to stop and take a rest to recover hit points, it's going to advance that six-sided die. And when the threat advances to 6, the event comes to pass. Must face this danger or complication head on. And there's a d6 here that would give you suggestions for random threats. However, we're on a mission, so we have the threat detailed to us. We're going to flip back here to mission summaries for the Reforged Shard. The Reforged Shard is a campaign set of missions to complete in the beginning of this, and there are 5 of them, and each one has a number of waypoints. We're only doing the first one today. It's called the Captive Orc. And Engulfer is going to read a little mission summary here. The leader of a sect of demon cultists holds the Worldbreaker Shard, the tip of the abyssal spear that split this land and created the breach. This power cannot stay in their grasp. Foul magics cloud their location from my sight, so you must locate the shard through other means. Seek below a band of cultists transporting a prisoner, an orc named Gorum. Gorum knows the location of the cultist outpost and may serve as a valuable ally in the days to come. A trio of goblin scouts plunder the breach, looting ancient crypts and robbing any who wander across their path. So, there's our threat. 3 goblin scouts who are looting and robbing, and they're just going to pounce on our poor duck if the threat hits 6. So, we are going to start the mission. Okay, here we are. Dragonbane. We have our intrepid mallard hero, Quuxwell the Iron Feather. This is the descent into the breach that he must traverse at our compass counter. Now, this map is not from Dragonbane. It's actually from a box set that we got on clearance from Ollie's, where WotC was unloading a bunch of their stuff for cheap. And these tiles are from a 5e, I think, or maybe even earlier tile set from D&D. So we're kind of piecing stuff together here, but just want to let you know this is Free League, this is not. But this is all going to represent, if he falls off, he falls to his death. It's a chasm. He's gone. Here's our threat counter starting at 1. Now, so basically, he has to traverse this area. Now, the plunging path Let's see here. It says, a sloping corridor carries you into an impressive depths of the breach. Tread softly lest you wake the creatures of fang and wing nesting within the cracks and hollows of this ancient passage. So, tread softly. That sounds like a stealth check. However, he does not have stealth, so that's a problem. Now, this is going to be based on agility. He has an 11 agility, so his base chance is 5 for the skill that he does not have. He has evade, but he doesn't have stealth. So, he's going to roll no banes, no boons. This is a straight up roll to see if he can sneak all the way over here. His move is 4 spaces. It's 8 meters, 4 spaces. So he's going to do his first 4 spaces. Let's see. You see it better there. Oh, and we get. Oh, is that a dragon? Yeah, that's a dragon. He gets an epic success. So basically, what we're going to do is as he's sneaking through, we're actually going to, as a favor to him, since he rolls a dragon, we're going to give him 2 moves. 2 moves to make it across here. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's very sneaky little duck. He makes his way through there without any problem. So we're going to do another roll, move 4 more spaces. Let's see here. 4. He passes again. Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this pretty much justifies if he survives, he's going to get some XP points. He's going to put him in stealth. So one last roll. Can he make it the last leg? Make it to safety without disturbing whatever it is in the rafters? A 17, no, that's negative. He makes it all this way. Bless his heart. So, the description says creatures of fang and wing nesting in the cracks. So immediately I thought of vampiric bats from the bestiary located in the back of the core book. So we're going to actually use this to prop this open. All right, so we have bats. To represent those bats, we're going to steal some of my wife's tiny dice. Nobody tell her. But she's in the next room, so she probably knows. Okay. They act as a swarm. So since he disturbed them in this area, I'm going to assume they're going to be in this area. And we're actually going to roll a d8. This is just me making stuff up here. Okay, 2. So starting at north, we determine whereabouts they are. So they're actually going to be here. So that's come out. Okay, now, in Dragonbane, you do not roll for initiative. You draw cards. Now, our little buddy here, he has the heroic ability Army of One, so he draws 2 cards. So he's going to draw a 10, that's terrible, and a 3, which is much better. The bats have ferocity 2, which means they go twice as well. So they are on a 9 and a 6. Pretty similar, really. Okay. So, startled by the bats, danger is now afoot. Quuxwell is going to do his action to cast a spell. Now, in order in Dragonbane to cast a spell, you actually have to roll. And his ability here under mentalism is int, but it is a trained skill, so he has a 10. So he's attempting to cast one of his spells. A 16 is not successful. He attempts to armor himself up. It does not work. So yeah, this is like, oh crap. So when you've taken your action, you flip over the card, and that is done. And it'll get shuffled back into the pile here. Now, the bats are going to go on the next initiative order, which is 6. You go from lowest to highest. Now, they have, let's see here. The base attack is a single creature. I'm going to roll d6 to see what they decide to do. They decide to do a 3, which is a collective attack. The bats launch a joint assault on the player character with the highest con. Well, there's only one, so the attack inflicts 2d6 and the victim suffers fear. The bat swarm heals the same amount of HP from drinking their victim's blood. So that's not great. Now, to resist fear. Hold on 1 second here. When struck by a fear attack, you must immediately make a roll against will, which is one of his highest stats, so that's good. The roll can be pushed, does not count as an action. Particularly frightening events can give you a bane on the roll. If the will fails, you must roll on the fear table. So, he is actually, okay, so he's going to roll. He has to roll against will. And his will is 16, so he needs a 16 or less. We get a 12. Okay. He resists the fear. He shrugs it off. He has a powerful personality. He's just like, nah, I'm good. He still suffers. Now, in Dragonbane, monster attacks automatically hit. So he automatically takes maximum freaking damage. Ah, yeah. He suffers 12 damage. He has 14 hit points. He has 2 hit points left. That's not good. That's really not good. Okay. So they went on a 6. Now they go again on a 9. Actually, you know what? Back up. Yeah. Okay. So basically, all right. So they attacked. Now he can choose to evade. I forgot. It's a new system. Bear with me here. And he has the evade skill. So he would need to roll a 10 or less to sacrifice his next initiative card and simply dodge the attack. And he does. He rolls a 9. Excellent. Okay. So he sacrifices that, his next action. It's called a reaction. So he dodges that one, thank goodness. It was incredible amounts of damage. However, they have another attack. So he has to resist fear again. 16 or less. He rolls an 18. He is now feared. I'll look up the fear chart here. So him dodging that one attack may not matter. Okay. The fear table. We roll a d8. Oops. And we get a 1. Natty 1. Enfeebled. Fear drains away your energy and determination. You lose 2d6 will to a minimum of 0 and become disheartened. Now, all the conditions in this game are simplified. Instead of it doing this, that, and the other thing, you get a condition, such as disheartened. It affects a particular stat, in this case, charisma. And all it means is any roll you would make involving that stat, including skills, has a bane. It's a disadvantage. So it keeps it very simple. I like that a lot. So now he has a bane on charisma checks. Oh well. But he loses 2d6 will. He loses 3. Now he's already spent 2 for his spell, so that's 5. So he's down to 11 will. Okay. Now, that was their second. Okay, so they did the fear, and they do 2d6 damage. This time they do 9 damage. Good lord, these things. And they would heal 9 hit points, but actually I haven't taken any damage, so it doesn't matter. They don't get excess hit points. So, okay, so everybody went. And you gather up, that was round 1. You gather up the initiative cards, you reshuffle them. Okay. Crookswell has 3. He has a 9. Bats have a 10. Nice. Oh, and a 1. Suck. All right. So the bats go first. They're going to attack again. Now he could attempt to evade as a reaction and sacrifice. You know what he's going to? He's going to sacrifice that 9. He's going to attempt to evade. 10 or less. He does. 9. Excellent. Okay, so he evades. So their 1 is spent, and he evades with his 9. Now he can go on the 3, try to cast a spell again. Oi. Oi. You know what? We're going to try to cast a spell again. He's trying to cast Stone Skin. He's a 10 or less. 6. Excellent. He casts the spell. Excellent. So now he has armor 4 as part of the spell's effect. He burns 2 willpower points. He's down to 9. But he has DR4 now, so that's huge. It's going to be huge. So then the bats go again on the 10. They automatically hit. He cannot evade. They automatically do 10 damage minus 4, so they do 6. And, oh, well, he only had 5 hit points. Oh, Lord of mercy. There you have it, folks. Free League's Dragonbane solo RPG play. I got my ass whooped, but good. And you know what? I can't wait to play again. Oh no, this ain't over. Vampiric Bats. I'm gonna be back and I'm gonna be bringing a mighty big stick. Believe that. Man, that is the hallmark of a great game. I got beat and I can't wait to come back for more. Felt a little like a Dark Souls or some video game from back in the day. Merciless, but holy crap addicting. Heck, I'm already thinking about new characters I want to try out. Maybe come in with a party, maybe just a solo warrior of some kind, something like that. For instance, having armor just on from the start would have made a big difference there, like a warrior wearing a suit. Obviously, I could have said, oh, he feels threatened. He's going to cross the bridge with the Stone Skin and the Iron Fist already up, but that felt a little metagamey. Heck, though, this combat is so deadly. I don't know if I'd have felt bad about a tiny bit of metagaming like that. Or possibly, and I'd have to read up on this, he could have used one of his initiatives from the next turn as a reaction to evade, but I don't know if it'd have done any good. I mean, that combat was sliding downhill fast. Theoretically, he should have just punched the bats from the outset. He's got two swings a turn, doing a D6 and a D4 as a base, so that's what, like 5 points on average if he hits. And his brawl's decent, could have made the difference, or they could have just healed themselves. Who knows? But really, this was just to illustrate the actual gameplay of Dragonbane, which I highly, highly recommend. If you haven't tried this game, you are absolutely missing out. Remember, get the box set. It's incredible. And I will absolutely be buying more of these books, though. I want to try out RPGing all kinds of heroes and such in this world. Man, I cannot wait. But that's all I got for today. Thank you all for tuning in. And thanks for everyone for being generous with their likes and their comments and their many subscriptions. Y'all are just the best. And I can't express my appreciation enough. Y'all are what makes this here channel grow, and I thank you for it. Now, go out there, grab yourself a copy of this game, get in there, roll some dice with it. Bit of a heat wave here in the Mid-Ohio Valley, so make sure you're drinking your water, watch some cartoons today, read a comic, enjoy a movie, do something fun, and as always, have a good one.